Welcome to Tutorial 1 of CutRight. In today's tutorial, we will be covering the Tool Setup menu. The Tool Setup menu is effectively setting up the tool slots on a machine. Each tool number in the tool drop-down corresponds to a physical tool slot on the machine. If a machine was loaded, the number of tool slots available in the drop-down will be changed to match that of the actual machines. If a machine was not loaded, the number of tool slots is preset to 20. You can always add slot or remove slot by clicking the plus or the minus button. To set up a tool slot, simply use the drop-down and choose the tool slot. In this case, we will set up tool slot 3. After picking a tool slot, the tool setup menu for the end mill and the holder appears. If the end mill and holder you're looking for is already in the end mill and holder drop-down, simply choose them. Once you have chosen the end mill and the holder, enter the tool assembly length. The tool assembly length is the measurement from the machine spindle nose to the tip of the tool. This measurement is critical for the tool offsets used in your NC program. Set this value to the measured tool assembly length. For this particular example, we'll put in 100 millimeters. Now you're done with setting up tool slot 3. You can continue to set up other tool slots that your NC program requires. However, if the end mill and/or holder that is required for the NC program is not available in the drop-down, we will have to add it. Let's go through an example of adding an end mill. Click on the plus button by the drop-down under the end mill group. A warning appears telling you that your new end mill will be added to the tool library automatically. This means it will be part of the drop-down next time around. Now enter the name of your end mill. Once the name is entered, you're ready to start specifying the parameters of your end mill. If you make a mistake on the naming, you can simply click on the Rename button to rename the end mill, or you could just hit the Delete button and start again. For this tutorial, let's create a taper ball end mill with a diameter of 10 mm, flute length of roughly 31 mm, tip radius of 2.5 mm, and taper angle of 5 degrees. Once all the parameters are entered, the tool specification is complete and the corresponding tool model appears. We will now select the tool holder, then specify the tool assembly length to complete the tool slot setup. We will say 125 mm for this example. Once the tool assembly length is set, the tool slot setup is complete. We can now set up other tool slots. Notice the new tool is now part of the end mill drop-down. When we are finished with setting up all the tool slots we need, hit Save. Now we have a specific tool slot set up for our NC program. That concludes this tutorial. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to either contact us directly or comment below.